And happy Monday and welcome back everybody to another episode. Let's keep this channel going. Let's keep this series going. On the Grade A Fantasy channel, another day and another episode of Grade A Power Plays. Let's reenact what happened pretty much over the weekend. It started off good and then, it kind of ended on a dud. We did get a few hits here and there. Once again, the Lundell thing hit, but didn't get the Verhaeghe combo. I did say, I was focusing on one game more than the other. So I was like, I pretty much said there was power play opportunity to be had. Chicago did get beat, but they were able to get a power play on one of the worst penalty kills in the league in Minnesota. So we was able to capitalize on that. The night before, Troy Terry power play, but most of Anaheim 2 and lower lines did most of the damage, so didn't really do well there. And as we said here, like I said, the Nashville ladder and all that other stuff, that personal ladder and a whole bunch of other things all happened with Jersey. But let's get into today. Hope everybody had a good weekend. NFC, AFC Championship are done. We're now 2 weeks from the Super Bowl. So I was busy trying to play the slate as well, as long as picking some picking some props last night. Like I said, it was an iffy, half and half, 40% night, I guess you could say. But let's get right into it. In today's I think today's a 5-game slate? Yeah, it's a 5-game slate, or 6-gamer. I think it's 6. If I'm not mistaken, it's 6. Or maybe 5. There's literally only 2 games that I'm interested in. The first game of the slate and the last game of the slate. So we'll start with the first. LA, Detroit. What do you have in this matchup? LA with a solid power play. First off, getting Kempe, Kopitar, and plus money, you got to take advantage of that. So we're getting that. But then, like I said, Detroit has been playing well, but they've been playing better offensively, and the power play is one of the hottest in the league. Defensively is still something to be questioned. So Kempe, Kopitar, 4-point is plus 115. But we're also going to take advantage of Fiala, Kopitar, and Kempe. Everybody's 300 and more on the power play points. Why? Because, yes, Detroit is bottom 3 in the league with only 306 penalty minutes. They just got over 300 this past weekend. Here's the issue. Just like how I said we could tackle and we could attack Chicago with Minnesota's bad penalty kill, Detroit is bottom 3 in penalty minutes, but they're the second worst penalty kill. 69.4. So basically, if they at least commit 2 penalties, it's guaranteed that one of them will go through. Plus, you got to have Fiala there because, once again, Fiala is on both power plays. If we take a look at the home screen right here, I was looking at my main game of tonight. But if we look at this right here, Byfield, also with people healthy now, Byfield is back on the power play. So Byfield is an option too. But Byfield, because of his position, doesn't really get the power play points, which is why he's plus 500. Because of his position and playing the bumper position, doesn't really get the opportunity to. He doesn't even have a power play point in the last 10 if I'm not mistaken. And then when it comes to season stats, from what I see here, Quentin Byfield only has 2 power play goals all season. So he's not really the one to benefit. But if you're looking for plus 500 and want to take that risk, yes. Just chances of him being part of that goal, not really. Because when it comes to season stats, everybody else around him, well, we're going to exclude Jordan Spence because he just got moved up there. And there's been numerous defensemen there. Mainly the power play is the other 3. Kopitar has 13. Fiala has 13. Adrian Kempe has 9 power play points. So 13, 13, and 9. And then it drops all the way down to Byfield at 2. Spence is now at 3. Because it used to be Brandon Clark. But I guess, they wanted to switch something up. So Brandon Clark, with his 7 power play points, is now part of power play 2. And now with them getting healthy, yes, there is great value 5-on-5 because now the second and third lines, if you look at basic points, they have everybody. They're definitely worth picking because literally everybody is plus money. Because especially with possibly even no Patrick Kane, that might be an upgrade defensively, whoever they put up there. But after you get past the first line, which is not the best defensively, it's pretty much trash defensively from second to the last line. So everybody from pretty much Byfield, Moore, Warren Fogle, Kevin Fiala, Deneau, LaFerriere is back. Everybody's plus money. So these are all combos that I would expect to do. Obviously, because of the line and power play combination. Because if Fiala doesn't score on the top power play, you still get power play correlation with Fiala and Philip Deneau, because Philip Deneau is part of power play too. And you can also add Laferriere to that, because that'll still be a full line combination. Deneau, Fiala, Laferriere, their line 3. Fiala stays on both power plays as well, and then both Laferriere and Deneau on power play too. So literally, when it comes to safest correlation, possibly, as long as the first unit doesn't get a power play, Philip Deneau, Kevin Fiala, Laferriere are all plus 389. So not only do they get the full, they are all together on power play too. So definitely great prices to look at. But my main game that I'm looking at today, without a doubt, I already put some props up from this morning, which should be an extravaganza. I don't know about if it's going to be Nashville, San Jose extravaganza, but it's definitely some opportunity here. We have Pittsburgh and San Jose. First off, once again, let's go with the power play stats. Pittsburgh, definitely one of the bottom teams, 22nd in the league, if I'm not mistaken, with 370 minutes, 78.9% penalty kill. San Jose, they're around in the mid-teens, I think 15th or 14th, 423 minutes with a 76.8 penalty kill. Now, with that being said, more than likely it should be Nedeljkovic versus Asarov. Only the Jersey and Philly game have 2 confirmed goalies. Everything else is either one or neither or is confirmed yet. But we're not really worried about the goalie matchup, even though Askarov is better than, is a whole lot, hell of a lot better than, who just got destroyed by Florida? I keep forgetting his name. Surprised he's still, Grubauer. So, Georgiev, sorry. So, it's pretty much the same situation, because in Seattle, it's almost the best thing to like look at that goalie instead of like the court. But anyway, what we have here is pretty much not only good power play, not just great, they're good, but what we're talking about here is the generation of what could possibly happen today, which is why this score could be so high. Even if points fall out, we can look at shot on goal props, which is why I already have Fabian Zetterlund plus 185. Fabian Zetterlund's base prop is over 1.5. I think that's too low for this game. Celebrini, 3.5. He's been around there over it in the past 3 to 4 or 4 out of the last 6 games, plus 132. Michael Bunting, plus 136. I even like that prop even more if Russ doesn't even make it. So that's another person I got to shoot. Plus, Bunting gets power play correlation. Why the shot on goal props all of a sudden? Because you're looking at the top 2 teams. All 3 of them are on pace, but the top 3 teams are on this slate. But the top 2 of the top 3 play each other today in shots giving up. San Jose is number 1 with 1,689. Pittsburgh is 100 less than them, 1,579 shots given up. So there are shots to be had here. Now, we still have to wait for news. Right now, Malkin is iffy, not confirmed out yet. And Anthony Beauvillier is on that top line playing left to Crosby, because right now Rust is day-to-day. So you got to wait and see if you can pick these guys. Like I said, there's a lot of opportunity for shots on goal, but there's also a lot of opportunity for points if there's going to be a lot of generation in that case. But if anything, what I like here also, when I took some other notes as well, I like Tyler Toffoli on that second line. Like I said, if anything, this is kind of like Detroit. Like, the top line is pretty okay because, you got a good two-way center, Larkin, like Crosby or whatever. But after that, you're looking at a very slow-paced, and, they got some young talent down low, but defensively, they're not good. So you definitely have the San Jose top and second line I'm really favoring, but there's a lot of different props you can take. I like, like I said, I think I already said I mentioned Celebrini. I don't have him yet, but I wrote him down in my notes. Toffoli is minus 2.5. Minus 2.5. Over 2.5 for Toffoli in shots for him is 106. If I can scroll down here. So there goes Tyler Toffoli, minus 106. 4 shots for Toffoli, which is very doable for him, plus a man on the power play gets all the way to 2. Oh, it went up. It just went up. In my notes, it's 235, so it's 240 now. So I'll definitely be taking a look at that. So little mini ladders and things like that. Like I said, Bunting's too low for his price. If Russ is not there, I definitely like Raquel to step up his shooting. I don't think FanDuel will add Anthony Beauvillier right now. Right now, this is what the main shots on goals look like. It starts from Zetterlund, Carlson. Carlson's probably somebody you can also look at too. With no Russ, that means more shots for him to take. Like I said, Bunting is too low for his price. Actually, I mean, it's too low for his prop. But, hey, we'll take advantage of it. Crosby is at a plus 2.5. So, Crosby at 4 is going to be at plus money. Crosby had 4 shots. By the way, when they played earlier this season, Sid had 6 and 1 miss. Crosby had 4 shots at plus 172. There's a lot of shot generation, and shot on goal props opportunities that are viable here that I like. I'll be taking little mini ladders here because also I'll be spreading out. And you know what? Let me just make sure I get that out the way. Before I start doing the point combinations, let me get to Foley. I'm definitely going to go Sidney Crosby. The opportunity is here. I will definitely be putting a lot of money on this game. Whether if I get points or not, I think I can make up a lot in shots on goal. And then both of them, Toffoli and Crosby. Minus 148, 2.5. Let me just mark that down. So that means these guys for 4. Toffoli, like I said, is 235. Let me just go to the 4 section. And then I think I'm done with my shot on goal props. So the people who I like the most. Toffoli, 240. I'm going to change that. Like I said, my homework had him at 235, so that improved. And then we'll go Sidney Crosby, who's plus 172 for 4. And we'll just make sure we'll single all these and not parlay it. I do have a special thing. I do have a special idea that I'm thinking about doing, like a bunch of shot on goal parlays with points, and then just see if this game blows up enough, whether if that works or not. But as of right now, these are my bets for the shots on goal. I'm pretty much done with already what I had in my bet slip already. So now, when it comes to the point combinations, like I said, we still got to wait to see what. We still have to wait to see what Pittsburgh is going to do. Like I said, Malkin and Rust might come back today. Like I said, they're iffy, and morning skate has not happened yet. 12:36. I wanted to get this. I didn't want to wait too long to get this episode out. So as of right now, no morning skate, nothing confirmed yet. As we get to the points, like I said, it's a good power play matchup both ways. Before we get to point combinations, besides Sidney Crosby at plus 190, I'm going to get some point combinations where I don't even care about getting Sidney Crosby for the power play. If anything, all I want is, which I already have too. I already shown you here, so let me just put that out there. I haven't put them all yet. Did I put any yet? Of the power play points, or did I just put shots? No, it was the LA game that I put. So right now, what I like, and power play odds really don't change like that. Right now, the odds that I have down that are my favorites are Rickard Rakell, Celebrini plus 270, Granlund plus 300, Bunting plus 320. We got William Eklund plus 360, and we got Grzelcyk for 400. Those are my main ones right there. Like I said, both teams should be able to get each other on the power play going up and down. This is just bonus money. I really think because of how bad these defenses are, we could really make some money in the point props combos, and I really like the opportunity there. So with the point props, and the point props are juicy. Even though this game could blow up, no need to really get greedy here and go for 2 points unless you want to. Like I said, we're still waiting to see what they're going to do on Pittsburgh's end. But when it comes to San Jose, lately, for a couple weeks now, lately with the last week and a half, I would say, or last maybe week at least, now it's the top line getting a little bit hot. So they're at home, Granlund, Zetterlund, Will Smith, all of them together And the reason why that top line has such great odds, I mean, just look at that. Like, you got two of them in plus money. So if you just go Granlund and you just leave Zetterlund and Will Smith, I mean, that by itself is 228. That's more than Sidney Crosby's prop. Okay, so that's why I like that prop there. There's a lot of money opportunity that we can get to. If you, like I said, and you know me, I like to go Granlund, whoever the center is, and then go one each on both sides if you want to go. So if it's Granlund and Will Smith, it's plus 197. If it's Granlund and Zetterlund, plus 185. And then of course, you know, still one of my favorite lines. Like I said, you know, it's the year of the twos. Great odds with all people. We have Celebrini, who plays the center. Celebrini and Eklund, the two young kids together, plus 128. Celebrini in the middle. If we go to Toffoli, who's minus 111, plus 139, and if we change that to Celebrini, Eklund and Toffoli, plus 165. The top six should have all the combinations set. Point blank period. The top six should all be played together with different varying combinations. And of course, when it comes to the power play, you have the entire top line with Granlund, so they could correlate that way as well. But there's a lot of great opportunity. But once again, what's the key of why I love this game? Number 1 and number 3 in shots against. Once again, if you want to get those stats, 1,689, so basically almost 1,700 shots, almost, and we're almost at 1,580 for Pittsburgh. First and third in shots given up, lots of opportunity for scoring, and once again, goalies are not nothing to be afraid of. So, but once again, that's what I have today. I still have some bets to put in myself, but like I said, basically San Jose 1, San Jose 2. We got to wait for injury news for Pittsburgh 3. And like I said, great opportunity, bountiful opportunity with LA. Bountiful opportunity with LA. So that's for the beginning of the week. Thank you for once again tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy with another episode of Grade A Power Plays. And I'm signing off.